1 month post-COVID hit with pleurisy, possible pericarditis, consistent fever, loss of voice, SED rate up, CRP high. All imaging, quote unquote, look good. Went on for 3 months. Now, 8 months later, still dealing with less severe relapses. I've also had Hashimoto's for several years prior to COVID infection, diagnosed 18 months ago, and still TSH not under control, taking colchicine and Armour, probably Armour thyroid, inositol, black cumin seed, trace minerals, cordyceps, vitamin D, B12. Your input on possibly using LDN in this situation. Questions patients should ask ND to explore using LDN. Yeah, so the first thing that I would say is when we have this sort of a picture where you've got COVID, and then afterwards, not only do you have pleuritis and a post-infection pleuritis, and then the inflammatory markers are high and everything. It's sort of, I'm sorry it's happening to you, but that's sort of the classic case of the immune system never calmed down. Okay, so to answer the easier question, which is in addition to the things you're already taking, would naltrexone be helpful alongside? Yes. You're kind of still in an inflammatory situation, so you may not be able to taper up as fast. You might. But yes, I would definitely add it in if you were my patient. What I would say is, for the rest of this picture, your case is the kind where, if it hasn't been looked at, a really broad look at other infections that are opportunistic would be helpful. So we tend to look at the HHV family, which is like Epstein-Barr and CMV, et cetera. Tend to test for those in people. We tend to test for persistent lung organisms. The biggest ones are Mycoplasma pneumoniae and Chlamydia pneumoniae. Those are often resident in these cases. Those are easy lab tests. Usually I will also look at persistent strep. So the ASO test can look for that. ASO, and then the anti-DNase B test can look for those sort of things. But I think that the infectious picture needs to be looked at very deeply here. The other thing with the Hashimoto's going on and that you can't get it under control, and you've had COVID and inflammatory after, I would be looking at your morning cortisols, make sure adrenals are not over or under producing, but also a test called reverse T3, which is a protective form of inactive T3 hormone that blocks your T3 receptors. So it's not good, but your body's freaking out, so it tries to slow you down. That's the other thing I would look at. So I think the infectious and some of the other endocrine things would be also good to look at underneath of this problem, because the inflammatory activity is obviously still really burning there. So that's the way I would look at it.